Hey everybody, how's it going? So I've kind of switched it up today. I'm doing a video from actually Gatineau Park, in a wintry, beautiful Gatineau Park. And this is a place I often come just to get some clarity. This is where I find I get the most receptivity to my guides and to information flowing in. And this is kind of a video, kind of an add-on to the last video I did about us humans and basically our unwillingness to trust ourselves and unwillingness to trust the universe, and how that, I mean, it takes us away from being able to fully manifest our desires. So I wanted to touch kind of on that and the importance of trusting, and maybe some examples of those who are the most trusting and most allowing of their desires to come in, and a couple other topics that I kind of forgot about in the last video, and have some clarity today to share. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. Last video I did, it was talking about the steps of manifesting our desires, and the final one that many people are unable, or better yet unwilling to do, is that of trusting themselves and trusting the universe that what they desire can actually come to them, because so many people are what's the word, too scared to let go of their human need for control of how their desires can come to them. And so I used the boomerang analogy of them throwing a boomerang as their desire, and looking out at their experience of this boomerang, or their desire, coming back to them in physical form. And many people never actually release the boomerang. They look down, and that boomerang, their desire, is still in their hand because of their unwillingness to let go and have it return to them. So I had some clarity from my guides, from the universe, or whatever you want to call it. And just a great example of those who are willing to trust, and those who manifest so easily in their life. And as many of you may or may not know, or may not agree, I feel the people who are most trusting on this earth are children. And having my kids and seeing them in their experience, they are also the most powerful manifestors. They I'll use my son for an example. It's absolutely crazy how he manifests things. So he's like most kids, have a lot of desires, and some desires are big, some desires are small. But let's give you an example. Just the other week, we were going to visit a friend in the city, and we stopped for gas, and my son came in with me to pay and to go to the washroom. And he sees the shelf of candy, often placed right near the door for children, and he said he wanted a lollipop. And I wasn't in alignment with getting him a lollipop at that time. And sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And at that moment I wasn't. And I told him it's okay to want it. It's important for you to keep wanting it. But I'm not in alignment with buying it for you right now. And me going against my alignment just to buy it for him, just to make him happy, it doesn't feel good. So what I say often to our kids is, just because I'm not going to buy it, or just because I'm not in alignment with buying it for you, does not mean you can't want it, and does not mean you can't have it. Me buying it for you, me physically buying this candy for you, or this toy for you, or whatever, is only one way you can create it in your experience. And to think, or to believe that me buying it is the only way, is really pinching yourself off from the abundant ways the universe can bring it to you. So I mean, sometimes he gets annoyed with that, because he's like, well, I want you to buy it now. I want it now. I want you to buy it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to go against my own alignment just to make you happy. Like, it's only one way. So I mean, sometimes it really pisses him off, and sometimes he's okay with it. So this is like where the kid's resiliency and trusting is so important. So in that moment, he's like, okay, that's fine. And kids are so resilient, and they're a great example of not needing to put in a lot of effort for what you desire. So he's like, okay, that's fine, or whatever. And he kind of fussed about it for a bit, but then we left, and And by the time we were back in the car, so like 30 seconds later, he's already thinking about something else new and exciting, and he's laughing about something else, or playing something else in the car while we're traveling to our friend's house. So we get to our friend's house, and we get out of the car and we walk in the door, and the first thing that's said as we walk in the door is, "Hey, do you guys want a lollipop?" And I burst out laughing, and I looked at my spouse Katie, and we were both laughing because I told her in the car, in the 2-minute drive from the gas station to our friend's house, about what had happened in the gas station, and the desire that my son had for this lollipop. And then no sooner had we walked in our friend's house, that the first thing she says is, "Hey, how you doing? You guys want a lollipop?" And my son manifests a lollipop. My son and my daughter manifest a lollipop with no effort, and not us buying it, not my spouse and I going out of alignment to buy it just to make him happy. And it really, for me, it really goes to show that you don't have to effort to create the things you want. You have to have a belief you can have it, a trusting, and then maintain that vibration that allows it. And that's where I think many people are missing out on their manifestations, is the willingness to trust, and the willingness and the belief that they don't have to do anything, they don't have to effort, they don't have to sacrifice, they don't have to keep thinking about their desire in order to manifest it. And kids are the perfect example, because what we consider short attention spans, they're just in alignment. Like they want something and they want it fully. And then often, I mean, sometimes they throw a fit if they don't get it, but I mean, that's fine. That's just them expressing their frustration. But many times they're on to the next thing right away, and they're on to the next fun thing, and they're laughing or they're playing, and they're not giving their desire of what they wanted any thought or any worry, and then they're able to manifest it so easily. And that's just one small example of the power that my children hold, or my son holds, in this circumstance. And on our RV trip that we took, he manifested all kinds of things. And he, like, even before we went on our trip, he manifests toys and games and candy and snacks and friends and experiences just so easily. And my spouse and I are just blown away. But it's just because they're so allowing, they're so receptive, they're so trusting that what they want they can have without effort, without thinking about it, without worrying about it. And they're just such perfect examples of the ease in which you can have your desires. And many of us adults and parents, we try so fucking hard. That's it. We try way too fucking hard for what we want. And we're pinching ourselves off, because when we're trying, we're in our human need for control. We're in that state of hanging on to our desire and not truly letting it go, and trusting that the universe can deliver to us without us efforting. And we are so stuck in the belief that we need to effort, we need to sacrifice, we need to struggle, we need to try harder somewhere or do something different in order to have it. And the universe has taught me time and time again, and I'm still learning, just like many of us are, of trusting and releasing and allowing what I want to come to me. And the children and the kids in our lives are such great examples of that. And what I'm seeing around me, I mean, the disallowing and the belief for needing to effort and struggle for what you want, that is all taught to the children. That is all taught to the children by society, by parents, by teachers, by everyone in the world that doesn't have this understanding of how the universe truly works. So what I'm doing, or what we're doing as parents, my spouse and I, a lot of it is just not getting in our children's way as creators. Not telling them they can't have something, not telling them that they have to work hard to get something, not telling them that they need to sacrifice certain things to have other things, because that's not how we understand the universe to work now. And that isn't how us as creators are born into this world. We were born into this world as truly being able to access anything we desire with no effort, with just allowing. And how many of us are operating now is the belief that we have to effort, we have to struggle. And I mean, that's been an idea or a belief that's been passed down to us through our parents, our grandparents, society, civilization for a long time. And the idea of allowing, just for many of us, seems way too easy. But I mean, the children in my life that I see, and my children they're absolutely amazing at allowing and allowing into their experience their desires. So I kind of just wanted to touch on that. Yeah, it's a very powerful thing, and once us parents or us adults are able to fully let go of our need for control, I think, and willingness, and then cultivate our willingness to trust ourselves and trust the universe to deliver what we want without our effort, without our sacrifice, without our trying, that's when we're really going to start seeing changes in our life of being able to manifest exactly what we want at a very alarming rate. It's going to be much faster than we've ever seen. So yeah, I just want to get in on this. It's not a Facebook Live, but it's a video, and just share that with you guys. And yeah, I'll check in with another video soon. Thanks.